Good evening. It is time for the recap from Jupiter, a series that it's going places. It's doing things. But for now, my name is Scott.
I am Quackman025.
The Quackman is with us yet again, and we are going to be talking about episode 8, Falling on the Moon. But before we talk about it, we have to talk about our sponsor, HLJ.com, and their high-grade GQuux pre-order system, which does not have any unlabeled items right now. We don't have any unlabeled items because new item E has been revealed to be the Gyan, but I'm sure before long there will be new item H, or which will cover, Fred, Fred, totally normal Gundam name.
We'll get to Fred.
So, Jeff, this episode has two directors. Daizen Komatsuda, who did keys on Promare. He did keys and episodes on Kill la Kill, and he was an animator on the Princess Kaguya movie. Our other director is Toko Yatabe, AD on Eva 3.0 plus 1.0, episodes on Chainsaw Man, as well as keys on One Punch Man Season 1. Our writer, we have two writers this episode. Some guy called Hideaki Anno. You might remember Kare Kano. I think
No.
underappreciated
Really?
romantic,
Fat guy?
underappreciated rom-com writer Hideaki Anno, and Yoji Enokido, who of course has done every episode but the first one, and Nodame Cantabile. Yeah, again, rockstar fucking show. Rockstar
Yeah.
show. Even the new guys are like, oh, these are good new guys.
What was the name of this episode again?
Falling on the Moon.
We're falling on the moon. We carry a harpoon, but there ain't no whale, so we tell a tall tale and sing this little tune. I've been waiting all week to do that.
There we go. So we
All
open
right, I
our
feel better now.
episode. We open our episode back in the December of 0079 as we see the Big Zam is mass produced.
3 big Zams.
Three full size Zams.
It's like poor. I did like the fact we found out what happened to Dozel.
Yeah.
Like, it always bugged me. Like, wait, there's no Gundam. What happened to Dozel? No, Sayla killed Dozel.
Yeah. Still got rocked. We have McVeigh.
So poor old Dozel does not get to see his dream come true.
He did. It's interesting to see just that little hiccup in the game of Girin's Greed we have been playing, where it's like, yeah, Dozel dies, but we still get mass-produced Big Zams. We get McVeigh. We are already seeing that the Cassilia Girin feud is fucking up the end game for everyone else. There are actual adults in Zeon that are like, we could have won this if it weren't for these two people. Why?
Makuvi doesn't have his face. I'm pissed.
I mean, he didn't go to Earth. He didn't go to Earth.
I guess that's true. He never got his face. Damn.
So he did not get to steal any vases.
We find out basically that dropping Solomon is a suicide pact.
Oh yeah, like this is like we got no other moves. No moves.
Right. Federation says, okay, we're gonna lose all of our colonies in space. We're gonna lose the moon. We may destroy the planet. They're even willing to the damage will be catastrophic. But if we don't do this, we're gonna lose. So if we're going down, we're taking Zeon with us. Like, okay. That's never worked out well in history, but have fun trying that.
This is like, yeah, like, and the character announcing this is one of like the crazy guys from First Gundam. He is one of like the first half of the show Badmirals, and he's like, yeah, no, this is a bad plan. Something that I really like, this is a nice little thing, is that all the Zeon guys call the base Solomon, and all the Federation guys call it Conpeto, which is like a shout out to Stardust Memory. I was like, oh, that's nice. That's fun.
I caught that too. Like the only Xeon calls it Solomon. We all call it Solomon, but the Fetties do have a different name for it. But yeah,
Conpeto
he's gonna.
is a candy. It's a sugar crystal that looks like a little star, the same way Solomon does.
I always thought it was an everlasting gobstopper. Anyway, no, they give a good like Solomon is freaking huge. It's about a quarter of the size of the moon. Which, by the way, the moon is a quarter the size of the planet. So, like, this is the most insane idea. Fine, you want to drop a rock on the moon. It can't be a quarter of the size. That's like crashing the moon into Earth. Which, by the way, you're probably also going to do.
Yeah, like this, like you're gonna just the amount of debris you're gonna eject is going to again, Sir Isaac Newton, deadliest son of a bitch in space. You are going to
Yes.
eject a lot of moon rocks into out of lunar orbit, which means they will go everywhere, which means they will shred everything in the Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah,
And
you're
it'll
going.
take years to fall. It'll take years for all of this to fall.
Yeah, this is gonna be like Cowboy Bebop Earth, except the asteroids that strike the planet are gonna be the size of a small city.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. They're just they're committed to doing something bad. But don't you worry. Captain Aznable, he's got a plan to save the day. He is going to use the fact that the green base is a a landing vessel. He's going to do a beachhead maneuver, and he's going to drop nukes at strategic points on Solomon, and it'll stop. It'll break it up, and it will not. It'll just be in parts, and it'll cruise out of orbit, and it'll be fine. It'll be totally
Or
fine.
is he?
Yeah, because Shar Aznable has never betrayed anyone in his life.
Never.
Can't say it.
If I heard her say it, Cassilia knows. She goes, "All right, let's see if young Cosvel can pull this off." Not Aznable, not Shar, Cosvel. So she knows who he is. At least she's not broadcasting it. And like you spoiled a few episodes back, this is not his plan. His plan is, okay, I'm going to go in there. We're going to drop off these. They use the torso of Izaku. It's basically a nuke case.
Yeah, well,
And they're gonna
it's a fusion reactor. You can just
Right.
overload those. Yeah.
Right. And they're going to put it in certain places to knock off one corner of that star formation that is Solomon, which does happen, but not the way they planned.
Yeah, like
Because if you take out that one section, I guess it'll end up in Moon's orbits instead.
well,
For reasons.
it'll get knocked off its trajectory somehow, right? Like
Yeah.
this is it. Like they've done the math, and this is like bad things will happen, but it will not be super bad. And then Shar is like, but ha, I will disable this nuke, and then the rock will still hit Grenada, and Cassilia will be dead, because that rocks, because I want Cassilia dead. And then he runs into the gun cannon. And his sister.
It calls a light type gun cannon. Gun cannons in this universe are essentially a hybrid of a Gundam and a gun cannon.
Yep.
And this is like a light type, so a little bit faster. He immediately sees that. It's like, oh, that's the thing that killed Dozel. Let her kill it. Rushes up on her new type flash. Whoa. That's my sister. Why is my
Inside
sister
the new
here?
type flash, if you're freeze framing, Lala.
Yeah, she was there. I didn't see that initially, but I saw it, someone posted over.
Everyone was freeze framing that part.
Right. I didn't think to freeze frame it, but yeah, I saw it all over Twitter and Facebook. It's like Lala was there. So okay. And once he clocks that, he's like, "What do I do? What do I do?" He's completely lost. Then his own Gundam starts activating and going all new type E mode, Kira mode,
Yep.
and he's like, "The hell?"
Yep. Just everything's gone haywire. Everything's gone haywire. The Dren is like, all right, well, timer's on timer. We gotta go. We can't stay on this rock. It's bad. So everyone evacs. Shalia is very upset about all this because he didn't get to go inside. He did not get to run the escort mission because he's in the Brabro, which is too big to do anything.
Yeah.
It's
It's
too
cool looking, though.
big.
cool looking though. But yeah, they have to run the gambit to get in there. I do love the shot of the white base reversing.
Oh,
It's just like, okay,
that was cool.
you
That was
see
cool.
the engines move out and the thrusters go the opposite way. I'm like, that's a neat idea. I like that.
Well, you know
But
what it actually reminded me of? It reminded me of the swordfish from Cowboy Bebop. Like it had that same sort of like clamped panels thing that the swordfish does when it goes into reverse.
it really is amazing in this show how many like great anime this thing reminds you of when you start thinking about it.
I mean,
I was talking about Gurren Lagann last week. You were talking about Fooly Cooley the week before. Ava, obviously. We'll get to it.
obviously. But yeah,
Now
no,
we're talking
again, the Kara
Cowboy.
guys are scholars of animation and they love to show off that scholarship. They really do. I saw someone jumping back a couple weeks, someone posted a comparison, a side by side of the sequence from Gundam X where Garrod pulls a gun on Enil against when Machu pulls a gun on Anki, and I'm like, there are enough beats in common that I think someone knew what they were doing. Someone knew what they were doing there.
Yep.
But we get the Zeknova. We get the Zeknova. The Gundam freaks out, blows up half the asteroid, and everything's fine. Char has seen beyond the time, and he's gone.
Well, he had 3 lines that I thought were big. Char did before everything. It's like, did you come from the other side?
Yeah.
Which is obviously a clear reference to narrative where they explain what a new type really is. New types can access the next dimension we all go to when we die. So the other side. Who are you? Reveal yourself, which clearly indicates he's not doing any of this.
No.
And we obviously know who is.
Yeah.
And of course, a reference to Unicorn, I can see time right before he goes. So, 4th dimensional being, they can also access any point in time they wish.
Yeah. After the commercial break, we go to present day with dinner between Jan and Cassilia. A nice little domestic scene where they share pie.
That Cassilia made.
Makes a point of saying that she cooks her own food. Apropos of nothing, young lady. I cook my own food.
Which at first I thought, that's a funny, odd reference. And then we watched the rest of the show. It's like, oh, that's why you're cooking all your own food.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's certainly one way to make sure you don't get dosed, isn't it? Cassilia establishes that she wants again, completely transactional relationship. It's like, you give me 1 Zeknova and you get to go to college, because I guess that's what she thinks teen girls want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad choice, but I don't think Nyan's actually gone to school in a few years. Actually.
Yeah, one of the other guys even asked her, is this what you want? She goes, I don't care.
Like
she's just going with the flow at this point. She doesn't know what to do.
I mean, it could be money. It could just be money, right? Like, we will set you up with, $1 million space bucks in a moon condo, and she could do whatever. But no, it's specifically a scholarship program.
Free ride at the Harvard of Zeon, essentially.
Yeah, go to Moon Harvard. Go to Moon Harvard.
But what she has to do to pull this off is she has to pilot a new suit that they say is in the same of the G-Quux line.
Yep.
And when they reveal it, let's just call it what it is. That's Ava Unit 2 shrunk down.
Yeah, it's purple, it's green, it's got the same bridge across the nose from the first episode. They're doing this very much on purpose. So we learn a few things. We learn a few things that everyone who's been approved to pilot the Fred. The Fred is also a metasyntactic variable from computer science, the same way Quux is. I look forward.
I read that
I look forward to the third one. That'll be the G Thud.
Yeah, I read that. I was like, okay, there's got to be some reference between Quux and Fred, and they're both computer programming code words. How do they work? I don't know. I'm not very good at that kind of stuff.
It's just okay. It's a placeholder variable, the same way X and Y are in algebra.
Sure, why not? But they did point out that she is the third pilot to try and get in this thing, the third pilot, and this thing has killed every other person that's
Well, they've
piloted,
had heart
or at least
attacks. They've had
that's
heart
what they thought.
attacks. Yeah.
Well, they thought this thing is killing everyone who tries to pilot. No, 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 no.
No.
That's not what's happening.
So what I want to pause for 1 second. Something that does come up is we find out that Nyan is from side 2. Side
Hmm.
2 is the one that Girin filled with toxic gas and dropped on Australia.
Ah.
That one. That one.
I didn't catch that.
I had to double check that. I had to double check. It's like, no, side 2, like
So
someone asks, it's like,
everyone-
where are you from? Oh, side 2. I'm sorry I asked. And I'm like, I remember what happened to 4. Let me double check what happened to 2.
right.
And, oh, yeah, 2.
So
bad
all her
one.
friends and family died. I
Yes.
guess. And she was obviously not there when that happened.
She
Probably outside the colony or something.
She says she was
And-
able to get out by stealing a mobile suit. Yeah.
So I was like she's kind of messed up in the head. She's really messed up. Now that I've seen that, it's like, no, she's actually pretty in really good shape, all things considered.
Yeah, like, nope. Everyone I know was gassed, and then their corpses were dropped in a fiery ball of metal and death on Australia. And then I had to
Start
be a
working
smuggler. I had to live in a refugee camp and work odd jobs in Side 6. Yeah, no, everything.
and do DoorDash, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Like I said,
terrible
she-
5 years. Terrible 5 years.
And like, yeah, her reactions and the way she acts and the way she pilots the Gundam, all bloodlusty. I'm like, she's got issues. Now that I know her backstory, I'm like, of course she has issues. She's actually in really good shape, all things considered.
Yeah, no, she's remarkably stable as a person.
All things considered.
And so, but Miguel
We
is
find out.
Miguel is like, well, congratulations on being approved to test pilot this. That comes with cake.
Right. I've baked you a cake as a price. Did you bake the cake for all the other pilots? Yes. But we had a lot
It's
of time
tradition.
between when they started. Right.
It's tradition.
And she immediately clocks. So all the pilots ate this cake before they piloted. Yep. And they all had heart attacks. Yep. And Cassilia doesn't want to eat cake made by other people. Yeah. Oh, crap.
Those strawberries are lies. They are murder strawberries.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cake is a lie.
Yes.
I wrote that down. Cake is a lie. And it is, because it's poison. She figures it out. He pulls a gun on her. She starts climbing up the Ava Gundam.
Fred.
First off, I don't think anyone's listening to this doesn't know what an Ava is. But first off, let me just straight up tell you. Ava is not a mech. It is a demon with armor on it, with a electrical plug-in shoved up its back. That's what an Ava is.
Also,
And
it has the soul of a clone of a dead woman in it.
Right. It's messed up. But I'm guessing most people know what an Ava is because it's Evangelion,
Well,
the greatest anime ever made. The box said so.
This show
But-
this show is for the sweaty nerds. The sweaty nerds.
so
the hardcores.
Everyone, the hardcore. Everyone has seen Ava if you're this sweaty. But anyway, she gets up to the top of the Gundam, and he pulls a gun on her. I'm not going to let you turn into a Diablo. Spanish for devil. Okay, this is getting dark. And then she's able to sync with the Gundam outside of the Gundam.
I'm outside.
Without a suit on. You can see her eyes flash. The thing starts creaking and moving like Ava Unit 0, which, by the way, if these things are all part of a line, that means G-Quux is Unit 0. This is Unit 2. Or Unit 1, rather. But this is Unit 2. There's probably a Unit 3 coming. Oh, God. This is dark.
It's gonna get bad.
She syncs with it. The funnels that are its horns, its headgear, its cat ears, whatever, pop off, fly off, and just vaporize the guy.
Yeah, Miguel is now Magoo.
The only thing we can say nice about Miguel is he didn't feel that. He barely saw it.
He saw it coming, and it's gone. And then we cut to the debrief sequence where Cassilia realizes that her aide is a traitor and just shoots him, just ices him.
Well,
And we are
okay.
introduced. You go.
All right. All right. First off, we see that, yeah, we already knew trying to get killed. This has probably happened a dozen times before. The guy who's going to kill her, but obviously doesn't, says, like, you've got all the cyber new. You don't have the cyber. You got all the psycho frame. He's got all the cyber new types. Said, we have to stop you. You're going to kill us all. Meanwhile, I've got all these cyber new types in the background, which probably means he's working with Bask. Because,
Well, if it's we learn that it is Girin building the cyber new types, so he's feeding shit to the Federation ahead of
take
the
out
Civil
Cassilia.
War. Yeah, like he's playing the Federation in this pending Civil War, the same way Cassilia is trying to curry favor with the colonies. And these people have one thing we do learn is that no, Cassilia has been on the moon the entire time because again we
Right.
established if these two people are on the same anywhere,
Planet,
same
colony,
1
anything.
mile radius,
They're going to try and kill each
they're
other.
gonna kill each other.
Yeah, and okay, so now here's where things get complicated at the end. We see two people
at an
getting
airport.
very excited that this, by the way, this Ava thing I've been calling, they call it the G-Fred. We already said that. They're very excited the G-Fred is now active. They've got a pilot that can use it, and they're ready to use it. The older woman, I don't know. The younger guy, I don't know if their names are anything, but the guy has blonde hair,
Well,
pulled down over his eyes, and he uses the exact same voice as Char.
yeah.
And I think it's a red herring. What do you think?
I think, okay, so the blonde guy does have a name. It's Shinozuke, which, yeah, great, fake name. There are a lot of people who are saying, "Oh, it's a clone. It's a Toto. It's a Glemmy Toto type clone." I think it could be Char. I think it could be.
Okay, ready for my crazy theory?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a take on Full Frontal.
Ah.
Stop for a second. Our boy Girin's got all the cyber new types.
Yeah.
What if he took one of those cyber new types, took some of the data they had from the original Gundam with the Psycho Frame, and plugged it into his head, just like they did for Full Frontal? Then you get Char, but not Char. Because I'm convinced Char is stuck in the Red Gundam, i.e.,
yeah,
Phoenix. So this is a Char clone, maybe literally.
I think it is possible that it is a clone. But at the same time, I think this show is following the lineage of Shin Ultraman and Shin Kamen Rider of Hideaki Anno playing with his childhood toys. And I don't think he's going to stray too far from that childhood toy mentality. And I think it is just, we have a different Quattro now. We have a different Quattro. And maybe he's still connected to that Psycho Frame and he's able to talk to Shuji. But I don't know.
Yeah. They raised a lot of questions in this thing.
I'm sure we'll get to it real fast because they don't have a lot of episodes left.
Well, in the preview, you see Lala. They show that the G-Quack somehow escaped. I'm sure Man from Jupiter let her go, and she's heading to Earth.
It would be very weird for her to be able to break out of a prison cell.
Yeah,
if someone didn't let her out.
Because I bet you money he's working with some kind of third faction that Lala's running, or someone's running with Lala.
He's looking to stir something up, and putting her in somewhere near Earth is part of his plan.
Well, he wants to kill both Cassilia and Girin. The easiest way to do that is wait till they start fighting and they're in the same place. Then we can take care of two problems at once.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly helps. Like, he had his opportunity while Cassilia was on the moon, and he missed it because there was a Psycho Gundam. So he's got to
But if you take out Cassilia, then all of Zeon is going to rally around Girin, and then he's going to be even harder to kill.
Yeah, you gotta engineer a situation where they're both vulnerable at the same time close together. And if he can draw
which is
both
what
of
we're
them
heading
to
to.
Earth, that could be a thing. That could be a
Yeah.
thing.
But that was absolutely terrifying when that Ava after the
Fred,
thing shoots, it vaporizes the poor guy. It melts the dang part of the building it's in, and the flash on the screen, the tilted screen, just like I had an Evangelion of warning, warning. I'm like, oh, that's not good.
yeah.
We do not want to bring an Ava into Gundam. That just doesn't work well.
No.
But that also does explain why G-Quack seemed to have someone, seemed to be almost alive and helping out, moving its hand and showing it where the armor is. There is someone in there. It's an Ava.
Yeah, like if you tell me Cassilia is putting people's brains in these Psycommu systems, I'll buy that. I will buy that in a second.
The only other thing is maybe it's a not so much a Fennec situation where it literally like absorbs the soul. What if it's just like a copy? The reason Char is in the Gundam is because the Gundam thinks it's Char. Char's not really in there, but the machine thinks it's him.
They're just networking to brains, and they're all stuck together now.
So somebody's brain was copied into the G-Quack. Nobody's actually dead or stuck inside it. It's just copied. It's another idea.
Yeah, I think we'll find out real soon. The preview looked real exciting. But until then, Jeff, you know what you can do? You can buy model
What
kits.
can I do?
You can
I
buy
can always buy
model
that.
kits.
I like
visit
model kits.
You can visit HLJ.com using the link in the description so that they know we sent you. And you can peruse their array of high-grade G-Quux kits. No, there are pre-orders still open. There are back orders that are still taking things. HLJ.com has always treated me well. They've treated me the best they can, even during the worst of times. Even when, Japan stopped doing small packet ground shipping in 2020, they still found ways to get me things affordably, and that is why I enjoy them as a sponsor. Again, great pricing, great pre-order policies. The private warehousing option is great. Super communicative. Fair pricing in local currencies. Visit the link in the description. Get yourself a Gyan.
Like we've said before, HLJ is the standard bearer.
Oh god,
If
can't
if
imagine a better option.
when all else fails, HLJ.
I think obviously I think there are you can't get P Bandais in Canada. It'd be great if someone stepped up to that. Maybe HLJ could do that for me. They can't. But but beyond that, HLJ has never done anything bad to me, and I'm glad to have them. But until next week, when we will have more, we will see you. Like, share, subscribe, leave a review. Otherwise, see ya.
I will say one last thing. If that Haro says you mustn't run away, I'm out of here.